Back with John Day. John, we had a chance to take a look at all four classifications for both the teams and the individuals. Now we get to put them all together in the same classification, the all classification top five rankings. Let's go down with your top five girls in the state right now and how you see it at this point in this juncture.
Okay. Well, all these names, I mean, this is as strong a top five as I've ever seen. And it's hard to separate them, and I'm sure there'll be a little argument about who should be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. But here I go. At number 5, I have Shelby Davidson from Cocoa, 17:36. So she's number 5, and she's 17:36 is her best time this year. So you know how strong it is. Number 4, actually, maybe the number 1 runner in the state at this moment, but I've got 3 girls ahead of her. But I've got Olivia Ortiz at number 4, 17:35. She ran a great race last week, beat all comers, so she's solid. But my top 3, my third, I have Julie Woolrath, 9th grader from Holy Trinity, and she's had a lot of big race experience. She's done well, did well in track. She was in the 4x8 team and the 1600 and the 32 in track, and she's got a 17:31 to hang up there so far this year. So I've got her at number 3. Number 2, I've got Lily Williams from Childs. Again, Lily is defending state champion in cross country. She's got speed to burn. She's a 1600 champ. She's a 3200 champ. She's, I think at the end of the season, my top 2, I'm going more towards the end of the season, not necessarily even the state, but Foot Locker and beyond. But I think Lily is well positioned to be there. And my number 1 runner, Bridget Blake from Dr. Phillips. She got a late start this year, but she's coming on like gangbusters. She actually has the best time in the state, 17:27. Which she ran at Holy Trinity last week. She's a defending state champ in cross country. Again, another good. She's a great 800, 1600, 30. She can do it all. I mean, but she's got some speed, and so I think she's going to go a long ways at the end of the year. I know her coach was trying to, train her more for the end of the season than for the beginning of the season, and it's starting to pay off right now. So my top 5: Bridget Blake, Lily Williams, Julie Woolrath, Olivia Ortiz, and Shelby Davidson.
Very interesting, because we had a chance to see Bridget last week have a breakout race for her so far this season. She's a little bit better than Julie and a little bit better than Shelby over at that very fast course over at Holy Trinity. Now, we also had a chance to see Olivia go head-to-head with Lily and Casey and Sarah and all those folks at Pre-State, and she was a little bit better last week. Now, here's the interesting point. We're going to get a little bit more of an indicator as to where these girls are right now, because tomorrow there's a big race at Sebastian. Julie Woolrath, number 1 runner for Holy Trinity. Vanessa Valentine, number 1 runner for Melbourne. And those two are going to go head-to-head and give us maybe a little bit more of an indication as to where they sit. So maybe at this point in the season, we will have some more indications after this weekend. But for right now, a very solid top 5, and maybe I think what you're doing, John, and probably smartly, is maybe looking even a little bit past the state meet to the postseason, and maybe runs at NXN or Foot Locker, and that's when it's really you can kind of cap off your season with a good run at races like McAlpine or over in at Raleigh-Durham where they run those races.
You're exactly right. I mean, if you listen to runners this year, and I never heard it as so much in the past, but this year, you talk to them at the beginning of the season, and a lot of them say exactly that. They're not training for, this, that, or another during their cross-country season. They're aiming towards that NXN, or they're aiming towards that Foot Locker. That's where they want to peak. So, I kind of took that in mind when I looked at everything, and I looked at their historic experience, and so I mean I've got state champions up there at my 1, 2, and 3, so I felt pretty comfortable with that.
And just like you alluded to, John, this is a very, very deep class. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, we could have 5, 6, 7 girls in the hunt for a Foot Locker position in the top 10. You know, on any given day, any of those girls could qualify be making their way out to Balboa Park in that great event that we all love out in San Diego in December. So we're
Right.
really looking forward to see how the rest of the season plays out. Well, one more break. We're going to come back with your all classification boys. Fab
Yep.
Five.